Now gather round, because it's time for Storytime with Enki.
Halloween edition.
Okay, alright, story time. years and years ago, me and some friends used to go to a couple different corn mazes. I lived in Utah, and we would every single weekend we'd go to like two, sometimes three different corn mazes, and we wouldn't go there to get scared. We'd go there to scare other people, and a lot of them thought it was hilarious. In fact, we figured out that in the corn mazes, wearing a brown and a light gray, and he would just step just 3 inches, 3 inches so the corn was just right in front of you, you would just basically evaporate. It was terrifying. So we would go through there, and we got to know to the point where we knew the mazes really well because we were there so often that we knew which ones were dead ends and which ones were circles. And so we'd see people come in, and we could like sneak through and like freak people out at the side. Well, the best one was this group. I was dressed completely in black, and I had a huge trench coat. And if I pulled it out to the sides and ran, it looked like a gigantic bat. So we'd go in with faces painted and stuff like that. And we didn't work there, but the people who did thought it was hilarious. So they just kind of let us go. So like on Halloween night, this particular maze, the most popular one, when we came up in line, he was like, I'm just going to let you in because you're hilarious. And we got in without paying, which is great.
Nice.
So we're doing our thing. The other people who work there don't care. They think it's funny. There's this group of kids, all teenagers between about 15 and 17. And a couple of them are kind of freaked out. You can kind of tell which ones are agitated. And there's this girl who's just like being a royal bee to everybody. Oh, this and that, and how dare you? Why is that even terrifying? Whatever. And so we're like, all right, fine, target. So they come down this area, which is a dead end. And it's a loop, and we know it, and they don't. So they come around the corner, like we're making noises and stuff. They're like, "Oh no, it's fine." Well, when they came around this blind corner, I came running at the group with my trench coat like all the way up, but just screaming. And this chick hits the ground and scurries backwards on her butt and hands and feet. No, no! And then what she realizes. When she realizes I'm not one of the employees, you're not a scary man. You can't do that to me. And her friends just about lost it, but she kind of freaked her stuff out. It was hilarious. But that was the best. I love going to those places and scaring other people. Oh, did you ever play The Last of Us?
No.
Oh, okay. So The Last of Us had these mobs called clickers. They're basically, it's a fungal infection. That their heads kind of get like completely like split open, and they're kind of terrifying looking. And they scream, and they pick you up by sound like the way that bats and dolphins do. Mm-hmm. It was right after the Last of Us came out. If you've never seen a clicker, let me copy image. I just sent it to you in Discord.
That looks friendly.
Yeah, they're kind of terrifying when they're charging you. So I'm in this with the best corn maze that we've got in my area, and they've got full actors. It's a huge maze. It's fantastically done. Well, I come around to the corner, and this was just after the developer says, yeah, we found out that this disease actually happens, and it happens in corn. It's a fungal disease. We thought, well, what will happen if we put that on a human? But that's why the head looks like it does, because it's a kernel that's exploded. So we're in this corn maze, and we get to this really dense area, and the fog rolls in. And there's these clicking sounds. And I think it's supposed to be like a Geiger counter or something. And I turn and I scream, clickers! From a distance you hear, that shit's not funny! Oh! Yes, yes, it was.
Yeah.